All right, good morning, folks. It is day 98. Headed down into Harpers Valley, West Virginia. I almost said Harpers Valley PTA. Not Harpers Valley, Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. So headed down in there. I think the star of the day for Harpers Ferry is Stonewall Jackson. I think he was a key player in what happened here in Harpers Ferry, and I think it helped turn the tide of the Civil War. So get a little more information. Like I said, my memory is all but shot remembering all that stuff. So, but I think Stonewall was the star of the show down here where I'm headed today. Hopefully I get to walk around the town a little bit. And like I said last night, I thought I was closer than what I really was. I didn't feel like I hiked as far as the numbers were adding up. And so I got in my tent and did some calculations and figured out where I stayed last night or the night before, and I got 13 miles left. So I knew I didn't kick out 20 yesterday. In fact, I was closer to 17 miles than I was 20. So I knew it just didn't feel right, because as much as I stopped yesterday, it would have been physically impossible, I think, for me to have done 20 yesterday. So anyway, going down into Harpers Ferry. It's a cool, brisk morning. All these mornings are getting cool and brisk, and the days aren't really that hot. The one thing I reveled in yesterday, I stopped at that Washington Monument, and I sat there for an hour just sitting in the sun, basking in the sun, the warmthness of the sun. Because in the woods here where I'm at right now, as you can see, being in the woods, it's cold. I mean, the sun doesn't get through, and the chill just sits over the ground all day. So all day long, it's chilly. So when you do get into those openings and stuff, I revel in it. It just feels good. I get vitamin D, get recharged. So anyway, I was thinking, I ordered some stuff online. I need some new tent stakes, and I need a new pillow. Carrying around this quilt, this extra pound of quilt, using it as a pillow when I can carry a 2-ounce pillow, inflatable pillow. It's sort of a no-brainer. So I ordered a new pillow, new tent stakes, good carbon fiber tent stakes. I like those a lot, more so than these Walmart ones I'm using. I ordered a new pair of convertible pants. Convertible pants they're shorts, but they have a zipper on the end of the short, and you can make them long-legged. It's cold enough these days. I don't think it's gonna get warm enough where I'm gonna not wear long pants for the rest of the hike. I've already got as you can see, I've got my sleeves down on my shirt. They've pretty much been stayed down. One, it helps against ticks. 2, it keeps me warm, keeps me insulated, so I don't get as cold as fast. Like I said, down here in the woods, it's cold. So I'll be wearing long pants for the rest of the hike. Unfortunately, so I ordered online. You go with whatever size you think you need. So when I was, a couple of weeks ago, I put on a pair of pants that were 32s, and I was swimming in them. I mean, I had a whole fist in between my waist and the front of the pants when I tried them on. That's a 32. I normally wear a 32 or a 34, depending on how lazy my ass is and how much ice cream I've been eating. Anyway, I'm in general, I'm a 32, sometimes 34. So, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if I was down to, don't cringe, but I think I'm down to a 28 waist. So, I mean, that's how big those 32s were on me when I was wearing them. So, but here's the problem. If I bought those pants in a 30, even in a 30, I'm not normally a 30, and I'll basically, there would be a one-use pair of pants, and I don't want to do that. So I bought them in 32s. I ordered an extra belt, a web belt, that I can cinch them up with, so that it's, you know, it's one of those things. I'm getting skinnier. I'm trying. I'm eating my ass off. Literally, my butt's going away. I'm sorry, I gotta stop saying that, but my butt's going away. Everything's going away. By the time this is done, I might be a stick man. But the goal is so I've revamped everything on schedule-wise. Of course, starting the PCT sometime in middle of May. That's the goal. So I have a window in January, I think, that I'm not gonna get all into it about the Florida Trail and that, but I think I'm gonna I'll have the month of December and January not actually hiking, and one of those months is holidays, and I'm actually gonna go around and see people, and try to anyway, and stay on the East Coast. I'm not gonna go back to Deming when I'm done hiking. Staying on the East Coast, staying with friends, family, that kind of thing. And then January, I'm gonna go stay with a friend up north. I'm gonna spend that month, basically, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna be a gym rat for a month or so. Try to bulk back up a little bit, put some weight on, put some muscle on. I've really lost a lot of muscle on my legs, which that's not unnormal. That's not, I mean, my calves are huge, but my thighs are really shrinking down. But that's from it's like biking, you know. Well, some guys got huge legs and some guys got skinny legs. I've seen bikers both ways. But I've really lost a lot of my thighs. Now I'm not hurting, and I'm walking good and everything's good, so I think that was part of the process. I don't know. I guess that's the way. I've never experienced the my muscle, at least one group of muscles getting smaller, but it could be because of the walking, because of the cardio kind of thing. Maybe it's just toning down my legs, because they're very toned. Let's put it that way. My calves are really cut to an extent. I mean, they're defined. Normally you just got that big ball of muscle there. Well, yeah, my muscle on my calves are like cut down the middle. You can see they've been worked on for a while. So no, I'm feeling good. I only got to, like I said, I talked about it the other day, the bone thing, and just laying down, it's uncomfortable. And I don't think it's because of laying on bones, because I got enough padding under me. It's not like the bones are on the ground or anything. I just think I've lost all the fat around my bones, all that extra cushion. And I think my bones are just inside is not used to being this skinny. And I think I'm just getting a little blowback from that. Shoulders aren't so bad. The hips aren't so bad. It's the middle of my back, like up near in between the shoulder blades. That's where I got the most problems. And I was thinking about maybe going to see a chiropractor. I'm thinking maybe, because I've had an issue with the right side and the middle of my back since, I don't know, whenever the World Baseball Classic, the last World Baseball Classic was, 2016, 2017. I ran right into a bunk like a bull, and I slammed my head right into it. And ever since then, I've had a problem with that muscle right there between my shoulder blades in the back of my back, or in the middle of my back. So I always thought there was a pinched nerve in there. And so anyway, I was thinking about, if I get a break here, or maybe even in December or sometime, go see a chiropractor. That has been suggested to me. Maybe, get a little straightening or whatever the hell it is they do, and see if that doesn't alleviate some problems. I know a lot of people who swear by chiropractors and get them where they're not in pain anymore with certain things. So as long as he doesn't break my neck, and that whole spinning your head and going, oh man, that's just like, man, how do they not break your neck? How do they not break your back? You know, that's what, yeah, it's just, just, woo, little, just one of those things. So anyway, I'm thinking about doing that just to see, you know, even just go in, what do they call it? An adjustment. Go get an adjustment, see if that has any effect. So, boy, I'm all over the place this morning. Beautiful day though. This is supposed to be beautiful for like the next 10 days. So, and I'm getting ready, like I said, I'm getting ready. I could make it to Virginia today, but I don't think I'm gonna push it because I know I'm gonna get down in Harper's Ferry and I'm gonna meander around, go look at all the historic stuff. The good thing is Sunday because everything is open today. So hopefully I'll see some people dressed up in old-timey outfits and see some historic buildings and maybe go in a couple of the museums, you know, just to take a look around, maybe get some pictures, that kind of thing. And I know I'm gonna end up meandering out just before dark, just so I can get a place to stay outside in the woods. So I think that's what's gonna happen, and then I'll be in Virginia tomorrow. So I mean, there's no real urgency to get down to Virginia, like I said. Boy, I'm starting to get redundant, ain't I? Woo, my hands are cold. I need a device that hangs my phone in front of me without me holding on to it. Like one of those harmonica holders where it just holds the camera or holds the phone. So I think that's about it. I'm done rambling. And yes, for those of you who have texted me, and I saw at least one comment online about I'm getting close to Virginia. Yes, I am close to Virginia. And yes, I might have to make a little side trip here in the next couple weeks. So we shall see. Depends on the logistics. Depends on those trail angels. So we shall see, won't we? And you people know who you are. You guys, these are my old stomping grounds now. We're getting into the areas I know well. So lots of history, lots of friends, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's my story for this morning. Hopefully I got a whole bunch of stuff to show you guys today. I gotta keep my head in the game and make sure that I get some pictures and video, because I get caught up in it. I'm looking at it and I just walk around and I'm looking at it and I'm soaking it all in, and I totally forget to break out the camera. So I don't want to do that, because having those pictures and the video, man, I can look back on this at any time and just be back in the moment. So I need to do that. I know I've taken some video of some towns just walking down the street, and that's pretty much the all I do. So I got to get better at that. I got to get the history put down. So anyway, once again, hope you guys are safe, and I will talk to you later today. You know, I was just thinking as I'm rolling into town here pretty soon, I put a lot of emphasis on the Civil War, which expanded the United States and really changed the way the United States became. But just as important in all of that, which also happened in this area, I mean, was the Revolutionary War. I mean, what was it? I think the Revolutionary War started in, 1775, and it was 10 years? Something like that. And then, the Civil War, 18, might have been 1880 or somewhere around there. Maybe, yeah, I think it was 1880-ish, somewhere in the 1880s. I know that, I'm pretty sure of that. if my memory serves me right. That was just, I mean, they were both pivotal in what we know as the United States now. I mean, with the Revolutionary War and getting our independence from the British. I mean, early on, the British declared that we were independent, but look at the wars, or the battles we fought during the Revolutionary War. Valley Forge was huge, and that was after we declared our independence. So stuff like that. Anyway, I don't want to forget the Revolutionary War. This is part of it. Yeah, I was talking about those Civil War, or not Civil War, the Revolutionary War. I mean, I know I brought up Valley Forge. I mean, that was, of course, George Washington and his big deal. What was that, 1777, the long cold winter and all that. But man, you have the Bunker Hill and the Antietam and I'm drawing a blank. We have I was on one of the ships, the Princeton. I was on the USS Princeton, CG-59. It's a Ticonderoga class cruiser and guided missile cruiser. All of those ships were named after Revolutionary War battles. I think most of them were, anyway. Muggles out today. It's Sunday. It's a weekend, so lots of muggles. Anyway, all of those ships are named after, the Revolutionary War battles. I mean, that's where we got our independence. And then Civil War, basically, man, I still can't remember the word I'm looking for. I think it's ratify. All the states ratified. But there's another word. I keep losing it. And each state became its own entity, for lack of other words. We still had the government, but the states also were able to govern themselves. I mean, look at us today. Lest we forget, look at the freedoms we enjoy because of the Revolutionary War, the Civil War. Many men and women died. Many, many people gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we enjoy the freedoms we enjoy today. Sorry, we're done. Enjoy the freedoms we enjoy today. So, like I said, this whole area up and down here, granted, we don't go through all those areas, but places like today, they're important places in our history. Big things happen in these places, and like I said, Harper's Valley, Harper's Ferry. I got that stuck in my head, the whole Harper's Valley thing. Harper's Ferry is a pivotal point at one point in our history. So anyway, I just wanted to convey, I knew I've been talking about the Civil War, but man, the Revolutionary War had just as big of an impact, if not more, than the Civil War did. I mean, the Civil War started, or the Revolutionary War started it all. It got us our independence so that we could fight for those freedoms in the Civil War and not have to fight the British. So anyway, that's my story. I can hear the cars. I'm over the Potomac. I can see the Potomac. So I'm coming down into the town right now. So it's not even, I think it's right about noon. Man, I smoked these miles this morning. I made really good time. I'm really excited about that. Gives me a little bit more time in town. So hopefully it's worth the trip, huh? Ferry, having a soda. Went to the Outfitters. Cool little town. Bars and taverns and general store. And people are out in droves, that's for sure. Well, folks, I gotta say, for as much history as in Harper's Ferry, here's the Harper, this is the Harper Cemetery. So I don't see many Harpers in here. Wager. Anyway, there's a lot of 1700 stones in here. I just walked through most of Harper's Ferry. Now, unless there's something up ahead on the trail, I'm a little disappointed. I was all excited about getting here, and all the old buildings, they're still up here, but they're filled with modern shops. It's not like, and half of them are closed, and nobody's dressed up like they normally would be. Maybe that's because of COVID, I don't know. This is about the most historic part of this town that I've come across. I'm a little disappointed. I haven't seen anything about anybody except for Thomas Jefferson and some Thomas Jefferson rock. I don't know the history of that. Let's see. Got something about Harper's. There were only 3 houses. So I'm not sure. Maybe, well, this is all, let's see. When they made this place, I don't know, Harper Cemetery. This was the most historical part I've seen of Harper's Ferry. I'm a little disappointed, I gotta say. So yeah, I just gotta make another point that there was nothing here about Stonewall Jackson's victory here over the Union. He captured, I think, if I remember right, the battle at Harper's Ferry. I mean, what was the name of it was a hill called Bull of a Hill or something like that, if I remember right. Maybe not a hill, something like that. Anyway, they had over 14,000 Union soldiers up there with cannons and everything, and they were over a couple hundred feet higher than Jackson's position. And Jackson maneuvered around and did his thing. He ended up capturing almost 12,000, maybe I think it was over 12,000 Union soldiers, all their weapons and their cannons and everything. Took Harper's Ferry. And this was for Lee. This is for General Lee. Remember, Jackson was answering to General Lee. And I think Jackson lost 200 men, something like that. It was like one of the most decisive lopsided victories in the history of the Civil War. But it doesn't get any credit, It doesn't get the credit it deserves, that's for sure, because Stonewall Jackson did so many other great things, but he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for the tactical brilliance that he had at Harper's Ferry. I'm surprised I remember most of that stuff, but I didn't see one memorial, one statue, one tribute, one stone, one marker, anything that says anything about any of that. So like I said, I'm a little disappointed about Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry has become commercialized. Half the shops are closed. They have chains over the doors of the old mercantiles, and they've opened up all these little stores along 2 different streets. And then, there are restaurants and just general store and restaurants and ice cream parlors. Anyway, sorry, don't mean to be negative about all this, but like I said, I expected a lot more. Hopefully I won't get disappointed farther on down the trail. So I'm actually back on the trail. I'm walking up this massive hill. I think I got to go up almost 2,000 feet to get up and out of here. So anyway, I'm gonna call it for now. I'll talk to you later. Okay, I know it's going to be hard to hear me, but this is me crossing the Shenandoah River. Look at that mountain. I got to go up that mountain right there. This is the Shenandoah River. Pretty cool, huh? Hello everyone, end of day, good question, 97 I think, in my tent. Good day, went through Harper's Ferry. You saw my reaction to Harper's Ferry. I wasn't impressed. I think it was just different than what I expected, that's all. There was nothing wrong with the town. The people were great. The lady at the general store, you can fill your water bottles in the general store. It's pretty cool. I had lunch there, so there's nothing wrong with the town. I know I didn't mean to make it all sound negative. I expected something different. I expected something more historic towards what happened here. So I apologize if I was negative about it, but it just caught me a little off guard. I was expecting a lot more, and I just didn't get that. So maybe I need to temper my expectations. Anyway, good day. I don't know. I think I did, let's see, I just come up 4. I should have done just short of 20 miles today. I did 14 going into Harper's. Oh no, then I did 18 miles because I did 14 out of Harper's, and then I found this little campsite 4 miles out of Harper's. So, little stealth site. It has a fire pit, so it's on gut hooks. It's one of the few places I've stayed that's on gut hooks. Anyway, headed towards, I think I'm going to get up really early. There's a little place called, there's a convenience store or whatever, a little bit of resupply, someplace called Sweets. It's about, I don't know, it's probably a couple miles from here. It opens at 4 a.m. So when I wake up, do I see a bug behind me? Is he in the tent or outside the tent? Inside's not good. Yeah, it opens at 4, so I'm gonna get up. I've been waking up at 3:30 every day. I'm gonna get up. If I wake up like that, I'm gonna pack up my stuff. I'm gonna head down there, get a cup of coffee, get a sandwich, get a couple of sandwiches for the rest of the day, get a little bit of resupply to get me to Front Royal. Front Royal, I thought it was 30 something miles. Man, if you're just even a couple of feet off gut hook, at least in the Apple, in the iPhone, that app, because I know Google's or the droids don't do this because I've seen it in person. Mr. President, when I was hiking with him, his was totally different, his app, than mine. His was very accurate. So yesterday, I'm probably maybe 20 feet away from the trail. Maybe 20 feet at that. I was on top of the ridge, right when you come up over the hill. It was a perfect spot. And it told me that Port Royal was 36 miles. Well, that's 36 miles as the crow flies. Because I wasn't right on the trail, it gives me distance if you just drew a straight line to it. Well, it's actually 56 miles. I just saw that tonight when I was on the trail. I'm like, okay, how many miles do I got left to Port Royal now, or Front Royal now? And it still said 56. So I got to be careful with that. I need to be standing on the trail when I look at these mileages, because the iPhone app, I've had way too many. That was like going into Duncannon. When I went to look at the mileage into Duncannon, I had 56 miles. I got that several times. 56 miles from where I was. I think it was 56 miles from, what was that, Hamburg. What's the Port Clinton? Right there. It said it was, my app said, and we were just a little bit in town. I wasn't that far off the trail. And it said 56 miles. So I'm like, cool, I can make that in 2 days. to get into Duncannon because I wanted to get in there on that Sunday. And sure enough, Mr. President looks at me, he goes, dude, it's 72 miles, it's not 56. Like, no, it's not. Guthooks is saying it's 50. So I looked at mine, and he looked at his, and we're looking at it. So now we're comparing the notes where it's actual mileage, not what Guthooks is saying how many miles it is, but actual 1144 compared to 1166, whatever mileage it is. And now I'm reducing the numbers. I'm deducting or just subtracting the numbers, and now I'm getting accurate numbers. And I'm like, man, I hate this. I hate this app. So I made the same mistake yesterday, thinking it was only 50 or 36 miles from here to Front Royal, and it's not. It's 56. And I still got to go. I got to do the roller coaster and all that, so that makes it even longer. I was hoping. My battery's not exactly in the greatest shape right now. I'm down to 2 bars out of 4. Man, I'm going to be pushing it, so I'm pretty much going to keep my phone off most of the day tomorrow and the next day, just to make sure I don't ruin my battery before I get, or dead my battery before I get into Front Royal. I'll keep it in airplane mode and battery saver mode all day tomorrow and all day the next day. But I'm going to get up at 4 or 3:30, whatever I wake up. I'm going to pack up. I got a new headlamp. I'm going to night hike into that place, get some coffee, get some sandwiches, and hit it. I'm going to knock out a 30 tomorrow. I need to get to Front Royal because I need to take a break. That gets me into the Shenandoahs, and that gets me into Virginia, all of that. That gets me knee deep into the Shenandoahs. That's at the base of the Shenandoahs, if I'm not mistaken. That sets me up well for Rockfish Gap, because I'm possibly getting off at Rockfish Gap. So anyway, the trials and tribulations of Hopper trying to figure out Guthooks still. 3 months into it and still having issues with Guthooks. So anyway, so that's the goal. I think I'm going to knock out a 30 tomorrow. And then try to get in late the day after. If not, I go in the third morning and spend all day. I'll go to the hotel or go to whatever hotel I'm going to, try to check in. If they won't let me, I'll sit in the lobby, charge up my stuff, and download videos or upload videos. So works either way. So if I bust out a 30 and a 25 today and tomorrow and the next day, I'll be in there first thing Wednesday morning. I need to bust out some of those miles anyway. I need to get caught up so I'm not pressing my end of November date. I'm still looking at end of November, so I need some of those days anyway. So this would be a couple of good days to just really blow through some miles. And if I'm up hiking at 4 with that short stop at that place, I mean, that gives me 12, 17 hours of hiking. I mean, I can bust out a 30, no problem. It wouldn't be an issue. So I think that's going to be on the agenda. Although it depends on when I get into the roller coaster. Climbing up those mountains and then down, up and down, it's going to slow me down. So I'll get a feel for tomorrow and see what happens. I don't know how far the roller coaster. I gotta do a little more research and see how far I can go tomorrow without having to worry about if the mountains are going to slow me down. So, and I might even get an ant. Yeah, it is an ant. Look at that ant. Get out of my tent. The other night I was on an anthill, and ants were all over my tent. So I shook it all out. I got most of them, but every once in a while that ant shows up. I think he's stuck inside the tent. So anyway, that's my story for now. I hope you guys are safe. I will see you tomorrow. I'll give you a better feel of what I'm doing tomorrow when I get up. As soon as I get off with you, I'm going to look and see how far it is to the roller coaster, how many miles it is till I get to the roller coaster, because if it's, I don't know. I got to look. Roller coaster is going to slow me down because it's up, down, up, down, up, down. I can still maintain my 2 miles an hour on the up downs though. It just depends on the terrain and how rocky, slippery it is. So anyway, all right, so that's my story. Hope you guys are safe. Good night. Okay, I just looked. The roller coaster is about 12 miles from here, and then the roller coaster itself is about 14 miles, or between 12 and 14 miles long. So the next 24 miles includes the roller coaster. So I will probably do that tomorrow. It's a good chance. I'll try to get through there tomorrow. And then I'm up on top of a ridge. I can boogie the next day to get down into Front Royal, I think. And I just looked at Front Royal. It's only 49 miles from here right now on the map. That's actually on the trail. That's actually accurate. So I'm only 49 miles away. So that bodes well. So a couple of 24s and I'm in. So we know that's doable. So anyway, that's my story.